asked you because I think I saw a guy that I think is the most underrated player in college basketball this year. And I think you saw one that you could claim is one of the most underrated as well. I'm curious to get your pick, but if you had to pick the most underrated player in college basketball right now, who would you pick? Who's kind of that guy that you just want on your team, right?
Yeah.
If we're picking again of a 13-man team and you're saying, I have to have that guy. I know. Don't pick. I forget who you had some
Tyson
bad ones.
Etienne, maybe.
Yeah, you had some really bad ones. I forget who else.
Yeah.
Somebody, I think you picked Nate Leshevsky too.
I wanted to spread you out at the 5.
Yeah, well, he can shoot it. He can
I
shoot
needed
it.
to stretch 5. Yeah,
Who would you pick?
I mean, Frazier comes to mind for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's who I'd go with. I just think he's a winner, and I'll say Trent Frazier. I'm going to keep thinking, but you tell me who you got.
I would go with Kevin McCullough at Texas Tech. I friggin' love that kid. I just think he's all about the right things, like Frazier is, you know, a veteran who told me, I mean, the craziest part was, so when Beard leaves, they go to the AD Kirby Hockett, kind of, you know, takes the temperature of some players there. Obviously, the big ones are Terrence Shannon, McCullough. Well, McCullough on day one, literally, I think Beard left and Adams gets the job, Mark Adams. And it's a shock to everybody, right? It's an absolute shock. But Adams was smart. I think his quote was something like, I'm not getting on the bus, or I'm not getting on the plane. I'm from West Texas. So to rally
the fans immediately.
Yeah, smart.
That's smart.
Smart.
That's smart.
Good play. Played his hand
totally.
well. Gets the job. And Kevin McCullough comes out on day one, he told me, and says, I'm staying here. I'm playing for Coach Adams. And if he doesn't do that, Shannon, remember at that point, Shannon tells me that he's up in the air because he's in Chicago at the combine. And he said, I was like 75% gone at that point. I didn't think I was coming back. Well, he comes back and he's got a really good relationship with Adams too. McCullough's already coming back. So it's a little bit easier for him to say, hey, I'm coming back as well. But McCullough's that guy. They don't have a point guard, Rob. They don't have.
Was Kyler Edwards ever close to staying, or was he out of there immediately
know.
when Beard left?
Yeah, I don't know on that one. I'm not sure, but he's been great for Houston.
Oh, he's been killing.
Yeah. So McCullough's just that guy to me that embodies everything that's right with Texas Tech, right? He's been playing hurt all year, number one. He says and does all the right things. He makes plays with the ball in his hands when, again, they don't have a point guard. They do not have a point guard. He's their de facto, you know, he does what he's kind of that Swiss Army knife, right? He can, whatever you need him to do, you plug him in. Hey, go get us 8 boards.
Right.
Go distribute and get everybody the ball. All right. We need you to get a bucket. We need you to make a big 3 or get to the basket. Whatever. We need you to be a leader. He does everything. I'm telling you, any team you give me right now, I want Kevin McCullough on that team. He's that important to Texas Tech for their culture, for their winning, for their ability to do everything. I friggin' love the kid. Love him.
This player is not under the radar, but I want to talk about him anyway. So my pick will be Trent Frazier. Keegan Murray last night was unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's going to be a lottery pick too. I fully believe that. I think Keegan Murray, Johnny Davis, I know Davis has struggled a little bit the last couple of games, and Jaden Ivey, those guys are going to be taken in the lottery. I mean, Keegan Murray's his defense on Jamison Battle last night, who's actually been really good for Minnesota from a scoring standpoint, was phenomenal. And I mean, just playing both ends of the floor, making shots from 3, driving the ball, the effort plays though. I mean, you don't really have to run plays for him. He posts guys up and pushes guys up the floor and gets great position and gets offensive rebounds and transition. He's really good. He might be somebody that maybe is flying under the radar a bit nationally. I think in the Big Ten, he gets talked about. He'll be first team all Big Ten, but
sure.
I know, and that's crazy because he's on the late 20 Wooden list and whatnot. But I feel
like
Iowa
has been good, but Iowa hasn't been
because
great.
They haven't been great. He hasn't maybe gotten the recognition that he deserves. When in reality, he was awesome yesterday.
Yeah, and that's the reason why we give Johnny Davis more pub, right? We give him more props because
they've been winning. Yeah,
they've been a top 10 team, in my opinion, all year.
Yep.
Their resume's incredible. And you take him off Wisconsin, you take EJ Liddell off Ohio State, you take Keegan Murray off Iowa. I don't know if any of them are anything more than NIT teams.
I agree. My first team All Big Ten team right now, and again, this could change, would be Keegan Murray, Johnny Davis, Jaden Ivey, EJ Liddell, Kofi Coburn.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree.